The summer heat pressed down over Bangkok like a steel hand gripping the city by the throat. The air reeked of motorbike fumes, hot oil, and sweat, and the chatter of tuk-tuks echoed through the narrow alleyways like angry insects. Hidden within one of those alleys, behind a faded red steel door, stood the Iron Tiger Gym, a place where warriors were forged, not for glory, but for survival. Inside, shirtless fighters slammed their shins into thick, bruised pads while others danced around the ring in fluid, deadly rhythms. Among them was Preacher the Bear Wichai, a Muay Thai trainer known not just in Thailand, but across Southeast Asia. His hands were like stone blocks. His elbows had split more faces than he could count, and his low growl had the power to silence an entire gym. Preacher wasn't just respected, he was feared. He believed in tradition, in discipline, and in blood-earned respect. Tourists often came through the gym asking for authentic training. Most were filtered out within a few hours. Preacher didn't train those who only wanted Instagram photos. He trained killers, competitors, warriors, and he trained them, or hard. That day, however, an unfamiliar figure walked into the gym, tall, lean, dressed in a plain black t-shirt and jeans. He moved like a ghost among the chaos, eyes scanning the room not with judgment, but understanding the kind that it came from experience. His beard was salt and pepper, trimmed but unkempt, his hair slicked back and dampened by the Bangkok humidity. He was no tourist, but he also wasn't Thai, and that was enough for suspicion. Preacher noticed him immediately. "Who's that?" He barked to his assistant. Lek, chewing on a strip of dried mango, shrugged. "He walked in a minute ago. Said he was looking for real fighters." Preacher narrowed his eyes and marched over. He barked in English, though his accent was thick. "This is not place for watching. You want to train?" The man nodded once. "Yes, I'm looking for something challenging." Preacher squinted. Man's voice was calm, polite, controlled. Too controlled. He didn't blink much. "What's your name?" The man tilted his head. "John," he said simply. "John what?" "Just John." Preacher snorted. He hated games. "You fight before?" John nodded again. A bit. Preacher scoffed. "You look like actor you from movie." John smiled faintly, but said nothing. Preacher didn't like him. There was something about the way he stood, balanced, relaxed, like a lion pretending to be a husky. And worst of all, he didn't show an ounce of fear. "Okay, just John," Preacher growled. "You want challenge? We give challenge. You can spar with my boy 5 minutes. If you're still standing, you train here." John nodded once. "That's fair." The boy was Boitong, a national lightweight champion, and a monster in the ring. He grinned at the idea of showing off for the gym and stepped into the ring with confidence oozing from every pore. John took off his boots and stepped in barefoot, still wearing jeans and his black shirt. He didn't stretch, didn't bounce, just stood in his corner with calm eyes and hands at his sides. The bell rang. Boitong came in fast, jab cross, teep kick, textbook, clean, powerful. John didn't move. He shifted a tiny slip of the head, an angle change, a pivot, and suddenly, Boitong was swinging at air. Before the crowd could even gasp, John tapped the younger man's arm with a short shot, an elbow. Not hard, not even aggressive, just a touch. But it landed. Boitong's eyes widened. He charged again, this time with fury. Big mistake. John moved like water. Not flashy, not fast, but inevitable. He intercepted a knee with a parry, deflected an elbow with a shoulder roll, and then, with brutal simplicity, stepped inside and swept Boitong off his feet like a rug being yanked out from under a table. The champion slammed down with a grunt, winded, confused, dazed. The room fell silent. Preacher's jaw clenched. He'd just seen one of his best fighters dismantled in under 30 seconds by a man in jeans. With no warm dash-up. John offered a hand to the fallen fighter. Boitong stared at it, then took it. Respect was earned, but Preacher's pride had been wounded. He didn't say a word, just turned and walked into his office. Later that night, when the gym was quiet and the mats wiped clean of sweat and blood, Preacher sat at his wooden desk, flipping through his cracked screen iPad. He typed in "John martial arts actor" and hit enter. Hundreds of images appeared. Keanu Reeves. Preacher leaned back in his chair, eyes narrowing. "Hollywood," he muttered. He'd seen John Wick once on a bootleg DVD in a bar. He didn't remember much, but he remembered the violence, the precision, the calm fury. It wasn't Muay Thai, but it was real in a different way. Still, movies were movies, and Preacher believed only in reality. The next morning, John returned. He bowed politely, helped mop the mats with the other students, and asked for no special treatment. But Preacher wasn't done with him. "You stay 1 week, he told John. "Trained every day, no special attention, no actor bullshit. You eat what they eat. You sleep on floor." "I'm fine with that," John replied, and he meant it. For 7 days, John trained like a man possessed. Kicks, knees, elbows, clinch. He never complained, never asked for rest. He bled from the shins, had bruises on his ribs, but his movement never faltered. The younger fighters began watching him more than Preacher. They copied his form, whispered about his balance. Some started calling him Farang Nak Muay, or the foreign warrior. Preacher's jealousy burned. On the 8th day he made his move. It was early. The sky still wore its morning gray. The gym was empty, but for a few early risers. Preacher approached John as he shadowboxed in silence near the ring. "You say you want challenge?" he asked. John stopped, turned. "Sure, we fight. You and me." John raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure? I don't need your concern. I'm not bored." Lion John nodded. "Okay. Double quotes. There were no spectators, no camera phones, just two men, barefoot on the old canvas, under a buzzing ceiling fan. The ring smelling of sweat and tiger bomb. They bowed. Preach came in hard, knees like pistons, fists like bricks. He didn't hold back. He was fighting to defend his pride, his gym, his legacy. John didn't fight back, not yet. He dodged, blocked, let the storm pass. But when it didn't stop, when Preach's fury kept rising, something shifted. John struck, not with rage but with cold calculation. A palm strike to the chest, an elbow to the shoulder, a low sweep that made the Muay Thai master stumble. And then a moment, a crack in Preach's guard. John stepped in and turned. Not a Muay Thai move, something else, something tactical. An armbar into a leg trap, into a rear choke setup. Non-traditional military. Efficient. Preacher barely escaped, his pride turning into panic. "Who are you?" he gasped, stepping back, sweat pouring. John stared, breathing steady. "I told you, my name is John." Preacher's face twisted in realization. "Wick," he muttered. John didn't confirm. He didn't have to, because at that exact moment, two black-suited men entered the gym, and they weren't there to train.